Hi, I'm Frank,
Hi, I'm Heidi.
Hi, America.
and today we're going to talk about the top 10 most collectible items that we buy in our store. So today we want to talk about the top 10 most valuable collectibles that we like to buy. Heading off that list has got to be the comic books. Vintage comic books, especially ones from the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. That is by far what we prefer to get into the store, what's the most valuable, what we make the most money on, and what we pay the most money for. We have literally paid thousands of dollars for one comic book. Many times. So we'd love to get comic books.
All right. The second one is a Barbie dolls. Vintage or non-vintage Barbie doll. We buy all types of Barbie dolls as long as they're new in the box. The vintage one, it don't have to be new in the box. We still buy it even they don't have the box, even the air got torn, but as long as they're vintage. But non-vintage Barbie dolls out of the box, that is really low value. So we're trying to let your kids play with it. So.
But we like Barbie dolls. Barbie dolls is another good collectible.
Are good collectibles also that they have a value in market.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's one. G.I. Joe, especially vintage G.I. Joe from the 60s, 70s, those little action figures, or even the taller, the 12-inch, 11-inch, 12-inch dolls.
And with G.I. Joes too, I would include Star Wars and action figures too. Figures. And
you can lump those all together. He-Man, Master of the Universe, Star Wars,
Transformers,
Power Rangers, all really big.
Even Marvel and DC superheroes, action figures, they tend to do well. Yeah. Especially the older they are. The older they are, the better, and the more close to perfect they are, the better. And that goes with all collectibles, whether they're Barbie dolls, comic books, or action figures. The closer they are to perfect, the more valuable they are.
Why do you think why is the G.I. Joe action figure toys are available rather than the
what we're talking about so far is the comic books, the Barbie dolls, the G.I. Joes, the Star Wars. These collectibles tend to hold their value because they remind people of their youth. You know, when especially when a boy gets older, they start to, when they turn like 35 to 50, they start to get very sentimental. They start to feel old, and they want to remember their youth. So they want their comic books back, their Mickey Mantle baseball cards, their Hot Wheels. Their Barbie dolls for girls, and for boys, they want their G.I. Joes and they want their action figures back. They want their toys back because it reminds them of being young and youthful again. So that's why these things are most valuable, because they tend to hold their value because they remind us of our youth, and anything that reminds you of your youth, of good times, becomes valuable. And that was another thing, like I mentioned on the list, is the Hot Wheels. The Hot Wheels, the Matchbox, Diecast cars, that kind of stuff is another very valuable collectible that we like to buy. And when they're old, 50s and 60s, and they're out of the package and in decent condition, they're worth a lot of money. When they're from the 90s or 2000s, they're new, then they pretty much have to be in the package, with the package being in perfect condition for them to be worth anything. If you get like a 1990s toy, like a Hot Wheel or a Barbie doll for that matter, open, used, played with, not really worth anything. So if it's new, it's got to be in the box perfect. We'll buy it. Or vintage, it could be well used and still valuable.
Okay, figurines.
What kind of figurines?
Any figurines that related to name brands like Swarovski figurines,
Gadro,
Capo di Monte,
Hummel,
Lale,
Dresden.
Hummel's not really...
The high-end Hummels, not those Hummels that reproduction from... China
and Taiwan,
In Taiwan. So the original Hummels, those are worth some money.
With figurines, and they have to be pretty high-end name brands from the worth me money.
Yes. And also the next one is the what?
We like to buy silver coins. Silver coins always have value. Your Morgan dollars, your Morgan silver dollars, your Peace silver dollars, as well as the new American Eagle silver dollars. Gold coins are also valuable. We like to buy gold coins as well. Let's go. I'll just rattle off a couple more. We like to buy military items, whether they're medals, weapons, guns. We like to buy knives, whether they're vintage, military bayonets, knives, military used, or just knives that are for hunting, current knives as well. We also like Disney collectibles.
Everything
Disney.
Pretty much anything Disney is collectible. People love Disney. it can be old, it can be new. People still want it. They like it. Or vintage trains.
Vintage trains are
Bachman, Lionel.
Also,
all of those kinds.
The diecast car.
Diecast cars, whether NASCAR, NHR, Danbury Mint, Franklin Mint, those are also good. And video games, especially vintage video games. For video games, you have to go back to the cartridge style ones, the Nintendo, the Atari, Mattel, and television. Those, especially in the original box, original paperwork, the closer again to perfect they are, the more valuable they're worth. So there would be the top 10 items that we like to buy that seem to hold their value and are the most sought after collectibles these days.
All right.
All right.